My dudes, welcome back. We are ready for another guide here. We got a new Gunsmoke Funline boss, Chaos. This boss is a little confusing. It's kind of a mishmash of all the previous bosses, so we're gonna go over this boss real quick. Now, disclaimer up front, this is not a min-max guide. This is gonna be what I'm gonna dub the casual 5,000 guide. So if you follow these steps, you'll get around 5,000 points with borrowing a segment 6 Klukai. There's way better team comps, and there's lots of other team comps you can do, but we're just gonna use a Klukai because that's most likely the most common segment 6 character that you're gonna be able to borrow. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. I might do a fire version of this afterwards, so you can check the channel, and I'll do like essentially this exact same guide but with the fire team. So let's just go ahead, hop in. Once again, nothing fancy. Just do classic team here. We'll borrow a Cluckers. Now, there's no segments on these characters except Springfield has a segment 1, so that she can pair with Tololo, and then Tololo has just her base 2 segments that she needs to operate for 3 turns. Nothing fancy. This should be a very like free-to-play-ish friendly team. Your score is going to fluctuate a little bit based off your platoons, rankings, like the guild buffs, and like some of your segments and whatnot. But this hopefully could get you in the ballpark. So to talk about this boss real quick, there's a couple different mechanics we have to worry about, but they're not too complicated. And I'm going to show you a formation you can stand in, which will make it very simple. For initial deployment, yeah, this is good enough. All you need to worry about, the only reason I put Klukai over there on that side was just to make it easier to see. All you need to worry about is, first thing you need to do is take note of who on your team has the most HP, because he does have a mechanic based on who has the highest HP. Now, obviously for us, it's going to be Springfield. In addition to that, you'll notice this is one of those fights where they give you like bonus HP, right? So everyone's at 140%. So the only thing you need to worry about is who's got the most HP. That person is going to stand right here where I'm showing. The boss has a near and far mechanic, which you actually do want to get hit by on your 2 strongest damage dealers. So all your supports are going to go kind of in this line right here, these 3 spots, with your guy with the most HP going right here. So let's go ahead and just arrange ourselves in that formation, and then once you do that, you're probably not going to have to move for the entire fight. Well, at least with the supports. Oops. Let's have Springfield go to get her ult up. The first turn, all we're going to be doing is stripping stability off the boss here. There's not really much to do. You do want to strip as much stability off as possible. So then after we do that, we're going to arrange ourselves for near and far. So like I said, the near person is going to stand in this spot, and the far person is going to stand in this spot. The game does weird tiebreakers as far as like who gets picked. So like, for example, Springfield and this square are equally 2 squares apart, but the game has like an internal tie-breaking system. I'm not going to get into it. There's ways you can cheese it too, so you can have like someone get hit with both the near and the far, but we're not. That's a little too advanced for this because it messes up the nice comfy positioning here. So we're just going to do it real simple. If you get the good RNG, Peritya will decide to put the stability down debuff on the boss to strip stability better, but they usually don't get the good RNG. And then Tololo just gets comfy right here. I did get the good RNG, I lied. So, let me slow down here. So he's going to do his near and his far mechanic right off the bat. So once again, Klukai and Tololo are both getting hit with near and far, and this is going to give them a buff, which you do actually want them to take. Then he's going to do this move, which just puts this AoE marker down. It looks real fancy. And then he has a ground slam. So let's talk about those all real quick. The near far we already talked about. The AoE marker, you do want your entire team to get hit by this, unless you're running like a physical team, which I'm going to assume you're not, because that's kind of a very specialized team that you don't have access to usually. For most teams, fire, corrosion, any element-based teams, you're going to want to get hit with it. So that's what this marker is. So we are going to want to get hit with that marker. And then that third one he did was a ground slam. If you dip below 100% HP, you'll take more damage, and mostly you won't get the buff, but we don't have to worry about it because we're running Springfield here. So we're always going to be above HP. In fact, if you run any healer, even Centurisi, and she heals everyone up to full, you don't have to worry about it. It's just going to give you a nice comfy buff, which I believe is Distraction Elimination. So turn 2 here, boxes spawn on turn 2. I believe they spawn again on turn 5. This is a very standard turn. I forgot to mention that the boss gets this big old thick shield. This is just a 1-time, or 2-time HP shield if you do enough damage. But for most people, it'll be a 1-time HP shield. You just got to chew through it. There's not really anything you can do about it, and it's just kind of there to slow you down. So we're just going to go with our normal rotation here. Speed this back up. This is why we wanted to reduce the stability as much as possible, because the shield also, where is it? It also reduces the amount of stability damage he takes. So the closer you can get to having it about to break, the better. Let's go ahead and prop Tololo. And we'll just finish off the stability here. Pretty standard stuff. For these boxes over here, if you have someone like Niketa, especially at higher segments, like a segment 6 Niketa, you can have her get both these boxes turn after turn. We're gonna have, it said if you have a really speedy Tololo, she can do it as well. Don't pick it up on the first action. Get up on the second and third action unless you're doing the reverse. It should be in her reverse skill rotation where you go alt then supernova then black hole, but we're doing the standard black hole into supernova into her alt. Okay, so we'll slow it down here again real quick. So that was the AoE that went out. Everyone got hit with it, which is good. Now he's doing near far again, which once again, Tololo and Kukai are getting hit, which is good because we want this buff to stay up on them. Tololo, you don't have to worry about it falling off due to her extra turns unless she doesn't get hit with it for a turn. Then it will fall off because I believe it naturally lasts, what, 4 turns? Well, it won't fall off. That's the short answer. Is you don't have to worry about it falling off. I believe it doesn't tick down on extra turns for whatever reason. So now we're on turn 3. So you can just continue to do a very standard rotation. There's nothing fancy to do here. We'll just have Peritya go. Have Mechty refresh buffs. So you just gotta really chew through this obnoxiously huge shield. You guys like Gunsmoke? I love Gunsmoke. It's very engaging. Isn't it kind of sad though? It's turn 3 and we've only gotten 4% of his life down. That's big sad. Then we have Tololo go and refresh for stacks with Springfield. It's very standard rotation, nothing. This is hopefully like the sweet spot between thinking too hard and trying on this fight and being able to kind of auto drive it for a nice comfy score so that your toon guys don't bully you. So slow down. Near far mechanic again. Spin to win, which just puts down the AoE marker. And then ground slam, which you can normally ignore if you're running Springfield or any like real healer. So this turn, he's got all his stability back. So with Springfield, this is going to do two things. We want to make sure everyone's above 100 HP or 100% HP because of that ground pound he did. In fact, here, we'll just look at the buff real quick before it goes away. So this is the debuff you get if you drip below 100% HP. All you got to do is heal to full or above full, and you will lose the debuff, and instead you'll get this cool attack buff instead. So we're going to have Springfield go to cleanse that off and to get everyone above 100%. And also to put the stability on the boss. Let's have, actually I'm going to have her go like that, because I want a little more stability. Remove. Then refresh with, oops. This turn is that ability. Yeah, and that perfect. I had to think about that for a moment. So for this turn, you can do either one of two things. You can have Klukai just do her normal attack, or if you're kind of just gonna, if you're borrowing a Klukai and she's the main source of your damage, you can consider getting this box over here after you zoom one time. But we're just gonna have Tololo get it, because you'll see there's enough boxes to kind of keep from starting from the next turn to keep Klukai satisfied for the rest of the fight, as far as like keeping the buff duration up. So we'll just do another typical rotation. We'll have Tololo run over here and grab that one. So if you have a Planeta, you should be able to grab this, and with the bonus movement, make it all the way back to your long spot. If not, you're going to have to get a little creative. You'll have to swap Klukai to the far spot on this side, and then you'll have to put Tololo like right here. Grab it. Back. Yeah, these videos take forever to make, just because these bosses are so long. Okay, that was the AoE attack going out. Once again, hit everyone it needed to. Near far, once again. And now we're pretty much back into the continue with your normal casual rotation. So we'll have Peritya go real quick. Mechty refresh the buffs. For this turn, we're going to have Tololo go to finish off using her shared telepathy stacks, and then we'll have Springfield refresh them. So, another real comfy rotation. Just Klukai will have the buff. So we'll have Tololo run over here and grab this box one more time, just so we have options with that one. Once again, if you had a Nakata, she'll be the one bouncing between these two boxes. Get back in our nice comfy formation and the turn, and then once again it'll be near and far, followed by spin to win, followed by AoE slam. So for this turn, we're just going to do a double Springfield skill 1 here, Intel Manipulation. just to strip a bunch of the stability off the boss. We don't actually need to refresh on Tololo. You could give, if you have like the cleanse key and stuff on Springfield, you can, you know, and the weapon, you can give her some attack buffs, but in my opinion, it's better just to strip the extra stability off the boss here. Because do keep in mind the boss has that obnoxious 80% damage reduction when he's got his stability up. That's why you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So, once again, we could grab the box here with Tololo, but I'm actually going to wait till next turn with Kukai, and we'll grab it one more turn with her, because she's the main damage healer. Just sit in our nice comfy formation. Okay, so last turn here, this is nothing special at all. Just do our normal standard rotation. You can use Springfield's alt here. This will once again heal everyone up past 100% and then cleanse debuffs, which in turn gives you buffs. So we're just going to finish off by grabbing this box here, zooming a couple times, and that's pretty much the fight. Now, if you do manage to get the boss to 50%, which we might do here, you're going to see what I like to call the speed bump. Let's see if we can come here. This side. You're going to see the speed bump where he gets yet another huge ass shield. And this one's even more painful because it comes with a big damage reduction on it. Oh, so we gotta do one more attack. This should proc it, yeah. So this shield comes, this is a speed bump for the whales. This is, if you got this far, you're doing pretty good. This is another huge shield that he puts on himself. Where is it in his million debuffs? There it is. So it's another big 15%. This is even bigger than the first one. The first one's 10%. This one's 15, but mostly it reduces the damage he takes by 30%. So this is like a big wall for free-to-play players. You're gonna really see your damage kind of drop off here, unless you have some like really high segment units and like some really cracked units on loan. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you get to 50%, you're doing pretty awesome. Like I said, you'll be above 5,000 score if you get that far. Damaging the shield does add to your score. Like for example here, if we take another turn with Tololo, it does add to your score. So that's cool and all. But I wouldn't worry too much about it as far as min-maxing, because like I said, this is just really a DPS check here. And we'll just do this without finishing the... I'm not gonna cash this one in, but you can see, yeah, we're above 5,000. If you have, like I said, depending on your segments and depending on how well geared your characters are, you might be a little bit below 5,000. But this is a pretty comfy strategy. You don't have to think too much. You can just stand in this formation the whole time. And with units like Springfield, you just don't even have to worry about half the mechanics because of healing. Centurisi works equally well. The only healer that might be a little brain intensive is if you're using Ksenia, because you're gonna have to like think about who's dipping below to keep them healed up from the ground slam, which is Panic Murmur here. But that's about it. So we're gonna exit out of this one. We're not gonna cash that one in, but hopefully this gave you like a good baseline to kind of aim for as far as like a free-to-play player. Like I said, none of the units that I used there were very like high segments or super geared. Everyone had like basic weapon, like I can't see in here, but no one had anything crazy. Everyone's using like there's a couple signature weapons or elite weapons, but you know, no crazy calibrations on them or anything like that. So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys got any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm gonna try and re-upload a version of this video with the fire team, and yeah, until next time, dudes. Have a good one.